if you're considering Justin Verlander, I think most of us are considering Justin Verlander, right? I think a lot of the city, if you took a straw poll, actually, I don't know. We did this the other day, and a lot of people said they wouldn't pay Verlander. But if you're one of those people that are considering Justin Verlander, why also not consider Aaron Judge?
Well, to me, I was thinking about this the other day, and the big thing was if you're willing to pay, if you're Jim Crane, and I think only Jim Crane knows this, if you're willing to pay Justin Verlander $45 million a year or somewhere between 43 and 45 to get him over Scherzer money for every fifth day, why wouldn't you just consider Aaron Judge for $45 million a year for every day? And just realize that, as much as we've talked about how deep the pitching staff is, that you subtract one guy, and in place of him, you subtract the Cy Young Award winner from last year for the American League Most Valuable Player, and you put him in a lineup that features the guy right behind him in home runs, right behind him in a lot of categories where you look at it and go, God, if you could put Judge and Jordan and Tucker in the middle of that lineup with Bregman and Altuve and not add anybody else, how excited would you be as an Astros fan, and how willing would you be able to make that move and say, I'm good with Verlander moving on, I'm taking that money, and I'm going to get Aaron Judge?
I would be terrified, scared, and would not entertain this discussion. Aaron Judge is going to cost a lot of money. As you said, the 45 AAV, whatever. Aaron Judge is going to want a lot of years, like at least 7 years, maybe more than that. 7 years, more than that, takes the dude to 37, 38, 39 years old. He's 30 right now. He'll be 31 next year. So you're signing a dude to 45 average annual value for, let's just say, minimum 7 years.
See, but that's
paying a lot of money to
his
dude in his mid-30s.
I didn't say how long the contract had to be. Maybe he wants to win.
I think you can realistically say what he wants, right? He's not going to sign a 3-year deal.
Maybe 5.
No way. No chance. He's not signing a 5-year deal. He has the Giants after him. The Yankees are hot and heavy for him. The Mets will probably kick the tires, although maybe not. The Dodgers apparently have cleared money out, trying to maybe make an effort for Aaron Judge as well. He's going to get at least 7 years.
Well, I mean, and obviously some of those teams are very successful winning teams too. But if you could go to a team like the Astros and you know that you're going to win, and those playoff shares, as we can talk about, the Astros just set the record for playoff shares this year and how they keep rising. But I think that you could do it. If I'm Aaron Judge and I realize
those player shares go to the players, though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So he could get. He's going to make money by making the playoffs every single year with a chance to win the World Series every year. Instead of being on the team that loses to the team that's going to win the World Series every year, you could join the team. You could pull the Kevin Durant move, but you could do it with a team that, with sustainability that it looks like they're going to have, could be there for the next 5 years. And every single year that you're on the Astros, you have a chance to win a World Series.
Yeah. I'm not touching Aaron Judge. I wouldn't consider it. I mean, I wouldn't even consider Verlander, so maybe I'm not the one that you're targeting in this conversation.
Well, I'm curious
right?
what the Hive thinks, because for as much as people have had a very passionate opinion one way or the other on Verlander, wouldn't you rather take the 45 that a lot of people were wanting to spend on Justin Verlander and say, I'd like to offer it to Aaron Judge? I'm not going to offer it for 7 or 8 years. But if Aaron Judge is willing to take a 5-year deal at $45 million a year, I would offer it to Aaron Judge.
See, I guess I struggle there. And look, 713-780-ESPN, the HRP listener line, 713-780-3776. I struggle to have the 5-year contract because I don't think they were operating in a world that exists. Because I don't think there's any chance that Aaron Judge would take less than, honestly, 7 years. And we know that Crane's logic is he doesn't like to go beyond 5 years with dudes. He made an exception for Jordan because he was young, right? Also, the idea, I have this overwhelming philosophy when it comes to baseball, period. Don't pay dudes into their mid-30s. Aaron Judge is currently 30 years old. Even if you gave him a 5-year contract, you're paying a 35-year-old at 45 average annual a year for a dude who had a career year. He was awesome. He was fantastic. It's his career year. So you're paying him $45 million a year based on what he did in 2022 when he's never going to do that ever again in his career. And it always comes down to GMs. Like, you're not paying a dude for what they did. You're paying a dude for what you project them to do. And I don't think Aaron Judge will ever have a season that he just had.
Okay, now the argument on the other side of that is stick him in the middle of this lineup with the hitting that he is going to surround him and realize that there is a pretty damn good chance that in this lineup, he's going to see good enough pitching to where he could actually do those kind of things again. And he could be the kind of player that he was a year ago. And I don't want to say better because the numbers he put up were outrageous, especially from a home run category. But that he could have sustained success batting in the middle of a lineup that had that many hitters that you had to fear that you couldn't pitch around them. and he's going to see good enough pitching.
Look, he would be really good for this offense. There's no doubt about that. Would the Astros be a better team in 23 next year if they gave one big contract to one player and it was Judge over Verlander? Yeah, you could sell me on that the Astros would be better with Judge over Verlander in 23. I hesitate because of the length of the contract, his age, that you'd be paying him off of a career year that I don't think he's ever going to, recreate, ever have that type of season again. And you have to have natural regression over the course of a career as well. So if you're looking at $45 million, I don't think he's going to sign for any less than 5 years. That's $315 million you're investing to a dude over 7 years, I think. That's going to be in his mid-30s for the duration of that contract. I think it's bad business, and I think you're setting up yourself for failure going forward. Now, you reap the rewards in 23, probably even in 24, but then you go backwards fast, and you have no way to get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand your side of it, but I'm also contemplating this from the simple standpoint that I don't think that it's out of the realm of the guy that's the interim general manager, which is the owner of the team, Jim Crane, no matter how much Farkas and Barkas and whoever else he's got, sitting in the GM chair. He thinks. I mean, he overpaid a guy like Montero. He loves winning. He loves, putting that kind of masterpiece together of big names and talent and watching everybody else play second. And I think that he would consider going and adding a guy like this if he didn't have to go over 5 years. Because I understand, and look, whether it's click anymore or not, Correa expressed the fact they're not into long-term big money deals. But at 5 years, and it's going to be more on Judge to say no, because you're right. There are going to be teams that are going to overpay and realize the last 2 or 3 years are going to be dead money deals, dead money in that deal, just like Pujols and Miggy Cabrera and guys like that. But I think it's for the next 3 or 4 years that you could say every single season, this team, you could pencil them into being in the American League Championship with a chance to win the World Series.